Hello, beach friends. So my husband needed to go down to Fort Myers Beach. So I figured I would just give you a little bit of an update. This is going to be a very informal kind of video. So the place is by my home. Yeah, a little wet, a little soggy, but we're taking a quick drive down to Fort Myers Beach. This debris, this is not storm surge debris. This is just because it rained so much. It's mulch, dirt, that kind of stuff, just kind of blocked the road a little bit. The road that we're on, this is San Carlos Boulevard, and this is, believe me, a lot better looking than it did when we drove through here with Ian. So we did experience some storm surge at the beaches, the coastal areas, all of them experienced some flooding. Fort Myers Beach, I'll show you in a second. Of course, I just keep thinking about Ian. I'm curious if a lot of these cars on the right we see, those are people that just parked their cars off the island. So once people figured out that the surge was going to come, they kind of scurried to get their cars off the island because it could flood. What are we going to see? Okay, so this is at the bottom of the bridge before we're going to go over it. This used to be a motor home park. Ian took care of that. And so we're looking down now. This is the bay side. You see people kind of cleaning up. And then this is Fort Myers Beach. And then the ocean, the Gulf out there is quite angry. And so cleanup, what time is it when we went? This is probably about, I don't know, 10:30 in the morning on Friday, September 27th. So these people have probably been out there for a little while. So it's some of the cleanup has happened. And it's mostly just getting the sand. You can't go in front of, it's kind of like that would be Times Square. Well, I guess this is Times Square too. Okay, so we got a news reporter there. And then the mayor of Fort Myers Beach, he's out and about with important people looking at stuff. So they were out as well. And that is Times Square, that area there. And yes, that all did get a little bit of flood. Look at all the sand. So that's the cleanup. I think for the most part, I did notice there was not a lot of wind damage. You can see a little bit of the trees kind of like blowing in the wind. This for us here was not really a wind event. This was much more of a flooding event. So this is on the north end of Fort Myers Beach. We're just going to quickly take a peek up here. And these are properties that were fixed during Ian, and so they probably are just fine. So Gulf looking a little angry. We did go up and check on a condo. My husband does that for work, so that's why we're here. And then I wanted to go check. We're next to the pink shell. I think I'm going to pan over in a second. And the pink shell is over there. I know that they got some sand in their pool, so they're out there cleaning. And I was curious because there wasn't a lot of people on the beach, and I wondered, there's the pink shell, that pink building. I was curious as to where the people came from, because I really don't think a lot of people came here to go shelling or looking at the beach right now. We're kind of in recovery mode, understandable. So this is what, if you were to go on to the north end of Fort Myers Beach, this is some of the stuff that's out there. It's kind of nice. It's not debris and glass and wood. It's really, for all intent and purposes, just kind of shells and natural materials. So yeah, the Gulf is still a little bit mad, but I did grab one lettered olive. Couldn't help myself. So I did grab one seashell. Okay, so we're back more toward, we're kind of by Times Square. That's the Yucatan here on my right. And even, it was funny, even this little bit of elevation, you'll see that the floor is up just a couple feet. That probably protected them the way that this place would not have been protected, because that's ground level. So the ground level places all experienced a little bit of flooding, but it was a little bit. It wasn't as bad as Ian. Yeah, so lots of sand. And I think we don't have a lot of dirt here in Florida, but man, we got mud. I don't know where the mud comes from. We have a lot of sand. No dirt, but we have mud. I don't get it. Now that's the water line. So it's kind of looking, this is on the bay side. So this is very close to under the bridge. And you can see the water line there. So if I had to guess, that's what, maybe a couple of feet, maybe almost 3 feet on this side. So that's a bummer. At least here. So yeah, we got really hit on the chin. Oh, this was, if you loot, we shoot. And I'm quite okay with that message, frankly. So yeah, I mean, that's the last thing you need. It was so bad after Ian, people. So this is looking up San Carlos. So that's closed. We couldn't get through that way. And we're going to drive in front of Margaritaville in a second here. And so again, that water did come up over, fill the pool. They probably have some sand in there, and then the water kind of washed away some of the lovely landscaping. This is only going to be a couple of days though. Like when Ian, we were well, we're still cleaning up from Ian, which is ironically 2 years from tomorrow is when Ian hit. So we're cleaning up. Mostly sand, luckily. Like I said, it really wasn't a wind event. So this was nowhere near as destructive as Ian was. So we're checking on a property on the bay side. Look at that iguana. They run fast. And so I wasn't really sure what I expected to see over here, but it's still, the water level is pretty high. It's probably about high tide now anyway. So that is the bay side. Now, as far as like, someone asked me, like, what should I do? Should I come to the island? This is Friday. They're cleaning up, so I guess do what you feel is right. I'm probably going to hold off. I just don't want to be in the way. And I think a lot of the side streets are going to be filled with sand and stuff. So just be careful. I guess use your best judgment. Consider there's people that are probably pretty, what's the word, stressed out right now. So, stay out of their way. I guess. Yeah, Wink was down here too, checking out things. So we did our thing. We checked on our properties, and then we're leaving. And the line of traffic to get on to the island was pretty nuts. So that's just something else to kind of consider. So we're okay. Definitely better than we fared with Ian, but a little bit of a cleanup. So right now I'm really concerned about my beach friends up north, all the places that really got hit. Now that boat is literally from Ian still. So yeah, we know what it's like, and it is no fun. So our thoughts and prayers are with our people up that were directly affected by this hurricane and the rest of the rain and everything else that came. So be safe, everybody. See you on Sunday.